good tune as I drive the GTA after work. Hello, fellas. It's always quiet in these early mornings, but it's a good time to do a live. And this is big international knowledge exchange, everybody. It's huge. Russia, extremely active today, and there's breaking news here in Ontario too, but I'm going to do another video for that because this takes precedence. So first off the hop today, Vladimir Putin through his UNSC rep vetoes the presentation in the UNSC trying to add climate change to peace and security. People have to understand that has nothing to do with peace and security. It belongs in the UN General Assembly, and UNSC members, those permanent 5, can veto. Russia shot it down. It can't become international law. Doesn't matter how many countries vote for it. USA does this all the time. China's done it a few times. France does it all the time. So does the UK. They veto stuff and they say, hey, that's the end of the line for this. It will never be international law. Russia did that, and it's a good thing. So that was the biggest thing. That helps in trade of resources. And what specifically was interesting, they went to the province of Newfoundland today. Vladimir Putin had his ambassador to Canada go out to Newfoundland. He met the mayor of St. John's. He sat down and met the lieutenant governor of the province of Newfoundland. He met the Minister of Technology and Innovation in the provincial government of Newfoundland, and he also sat down with another MLA in the province of Newfoundland. Now, all of these key figures has everything to do with trade and Russia going forward with Newfoundland specifically. It's huge. It's huge. I often wondered why Jason Kenney, in a region that not only matches the Kremlin, you look at Moscow and you look at Edmonton, Alberta, the most northern city, only matched at a population over 1 million by Moscow itself. That's a fact. Jason Kenney runs Russia down all the time. All the time. Why would you do that when they hold such tremendous power and ability to trade, plus an Arctic partner, Arctic Council partner? It doesn't bode well for the province of Alberta. Jason Kenney doesn't bode well. Newfoundland's making some moves. Now, everybody, why would Russia at this particular time, in all of the major international moves being done right now, go to Newfoundland to discuss a range of topics with not only the Crown, but with key municipal figures and key regional figures? Why would Russia do that? Well, there's an interesting story here. So China and Hong Kong, there was a 100-year deal with the United Kingdom. And for all of you who don't know right now why Newfoundland is front and center on Russia's radar, I'll tell you right now. The same deal was made for Labrador and Hydro-Quebec. A 100-year deal for $1 from the province of Newfoundland. Quebec gets to run it for 100 years. Are they going to give it back? We're going to see. But Russia is very, very upset with Boris Johnson in the United Kingdom right now, and has put onus on the UK, who is heavily invested in the 100-year deal with Hong Kong, and still to this day trying to fight for that. Russia's moving in on Newfoundland just to make sure that Canada knows how it feels. And if you think China doesn't support Russia in this endeavor, you're all sadly mistaken. You won't get this from the federal party of Conservatives, Liberal, or NDP, all those doorknobs, and Maxime Bernier, PPC. Those doorknobs have no clue on international relations, let alone international governance, and have no clue what's going on around the world, as they are in an absolute ultimate minority, a losing team right now, by the way. Now, USA can stand on its own. It's never been a losing team. But UK, on the other hand, has a lot to lose, which brings me in to supreme international knowledge. I know none of you know, and you won't get this again from any federal political party because they're incompetent, they're lazy, and they don't do the work because they don't have to. They're under the crown. But I'm going to fill all of you in. This is a tremendous video with a tremendous amount of knowledge. So Minsk agreements, I was asked by this Russian Federation to go through it. Ambassadors to Russia, the foreign ministry, asked me to go through absolutely the entirety of the Minsk agreements. I've had a battle with the best minds of Ukraine and key minds of Russia. Very limited access. I have to go through the Russian Federation, the government. That's okay. I do it. I don't know the rules per se. I need more, and I'm working towards that. It's called building trust. So here it is, Minsk agreements. What's that? Well, it was an attempt to Commonwealth the former Soviet Union countries who did not join the Federation of Russia. One such country was Ukraine, 1991 to 1993. All these deals were made with the Federation of Russia, who got the UNSC power. Not that they couldn't have just taken it anyway. When you hold that much nuclear firepower, more firepower than the United States of America, not that it matters. They both have so much in nuclear firepower, they can destroy this world each several times over. Russia almost 8.5 times, USA 7.2 times. Regardless, that's not even an issue to talk about. Mid-range, long-range, super hypersonic, meaning gravity thrust fed from the upper atmosphere. You're likely to not shoot those down. They come in so hot, so fast. Not all of them anyway. I don't think there's a technology that can stop that. But to get on to topic here, so the United Kingdom, Boris Johnson, the royal family in 2012, 13 years after the official Minsk agreements, starts to rebuild the Commonwealth Empire, absolutely governing over international law, over 54 nations, rebuilding a promise that they were going to go against from World War II with Soviet Union and the United States of America. Both those countries, and absolutely in the end, China. It was Taiwan, China. So now the whole thing with the UK royal family and Prince Charles, who, by the way, everybody, he got his ass handed to him with that UN resolution Russia vetoed. Russia vetoed that. That was a slam to Prince Charles, saying, you don't have the power. I, Vladimir Putin, does. You are beneath me. So the Minsk agreements, back to that. That's the Commonwealth of former Soviet Union countries that has now largely fallen apart as Ukraine won't honor the deal of that Commonwealth led by the Federation of Russia, which a lot of former Soviet Union countries were to belong. It's like an EU, but a Commonwealth. Now that's all disrupted. Now Russia looks at, well, UK, if you're going to disrupt us, you're going to threaten us against Ukraine, how about we place nuclear bombs and nuclear missiles, mid-range and long-range, all over Europe and all of our allied territories? How about we do that? Because UK can't hold a candlestick to the Russian Federation, not even close. USA, yes, they can. There's threats from NATO, which is largely the power and might of the American people. And again, when you look at Russia and the United States of America, It is a tremendously small population of peoples, really. Federation of Russia is half the size of the USA. USA is only 320 million people. Terribly small populated countries with a mass amount of firepower, to the likes of which the rest of the world cannot even fathom or comprehend per person per capita. Those Minsk agreements in that Commonwealth have been breached by Ukraine. They walked away from it, and now we have UK and USA backing up Ukraine against the Federation of Russia, breaching their power over that Commonwealth of countries. Is it the place of UK to get involved when their royal family is running 54 Commonwealth countries? Which is why Russia's now visiting many of them. And in Canada here, that's Newfoundland, over Labrador, and absolutely learning everything that overlaps UK with Hong Kong, because everybody, it exists in Canada. It was developed off of the Hong Kong platform. Canada copied it. Why? Because Canada is built exactly like Nazi Germany or former colonial Japan, former colonial Spain, and many other Commonwealth countries, many of which still exist in that exact same build. We can look at Australia, New Zealand, where there's no sovereignty, there's no we the people whatsoever, and you absolutely give all your divinity to the politicians. You have a crown-empowered system where literally it's divinity of the politicians over all of you. They're your gods. Russia abolished that. Now they're going around in UK's little business here and upending things. That starts in Newfoundland. It's not going to end there. It's going to make UK really uncomfortable. Now, I don't see a war coming. I think the P5 are going to work a lot of things out. But we're going to see a lot change around Canada too. And Canada's been a dirty nose in all of this. It didn't matter Aaron O'Toole, Jagmeet Singh, Yves Blanchette, Justin Trudeau. It didn't matter. There's no difference in the parties. They are corrupt and absolutely want their crown. Russia's going to make it very, very difficult for Canada. We're going to be embarrassed in the Winter Games, absolutely embarrassed, as a fringe country who has no sovereignty. And now we are shunned by over 85% of the countries in this world. Many allies, by the way, many allies who know the significance of the Games and the 2,000-year history and the Olympic truce that's much, much, much older than colonial Canada. In fact, it's much, much older than the United Kingdom itself. So it's a shame. It's a shame. USA, it's America first. They've never cared anyway, and they have the ability to stand on their own 2 feet. That is the institution of the United States of America. And you know who else is like that? The Russian Federation. USA and Russia are not so different. You can look at the United Kingdom in its Commonwealth of countries now with the royal family. You can also look at the EU and its 27 countries. You can look at the Federation of Russia on the same build with 85 regions. You can look at the United States of America with its 50 states. The United States of America. These institutions are built in a system unlike anything else. That's why a lot of these countries are the P5. You see France leading the EU. You see China and the Asian Pacific partnership. Now with Africa, they're growing tremendously big. The P5 run a lot. And those countries that go around messing around like Canada because we're colonial, an illegal system, because our politicians don't want to abolish their power are leading all of us into the worst international crisis Canada could ever face. Russia did a tremendous amount for the province of Alberta, province of Newfoundland, province of New Brunswick, northern BC, and if the Treaty Indians and unceded Indians can work with the Inuit and bring forward USA and Russia through the Arctic Council to explain your situation, USA will get it. I'm already working on this. Russia's learning and learning fast. I see Canada changing. I see Canada changing. It means protecting the institution of Russia. It means protecting the institution of the United States of America. It even means protecting the institution of China. And you know what? That means telling the truth, educating all Canadians, First Peoples, which is Treaty Indian, ceded, unceded, Métis and Inuit. That's what we got to do. And we got to keep sharing all of this knowledge, because Canadians don't know this stuff. They don't even know, because they're not allowed to know through the media the real side of the stories, what's really going on around their own country. There's individuals like myself who have to bring that forward. It's sad, it's pathetic. Share this video. Real international knowledge, a tremendous amount on Russia. Later today I'm going to get into Ontario as I let the news releases for the day come through. I got a big heads up because Oxford, and I also have an insider here in Canada, it's already been released. There's a couple news organizations that picked it up, only one, CPAC I believe, but there's going to be a lot of stories about it tomorrow. I'll let that digest tonight and I'll let you all go through it. Thanks everybody, have a great day. Share, share. It's important. It's important for Canadians to know, all peoples to know. Bye now.